And we are here with one of the Queen Mothers who will be actually speaking to us about the progress and the issues around women in agriculture. Nana Akwaba,
Yes,
please introduce yourself.
I am Nana Akuamwa the second, Omahima of Tebodo. Farming, if we can say, women take a greater percentage in farming, but the problem is women do subsistence farming. So most women do not do cash cropping and others. But some women too, these days, the way Ghana is going, most of our girls do not know how to farm. Some do not even know how to harvest cassava. So it's a problem. But as a queen mother, I advise women to go into farming, even if you are a worker. At least your backyard garden, you should do it. If you do farming and you are a worker, it will supplement your income. Most people are working dependent upon only the government salaries they are collecting, and that's why they are suffering. But the moment you go into farming, maybe you not buy pepper, you not buy garden eggs, and at times you not even buy cassava. And that is going to cushion your resources. And then the way I have seen that even farming make people strong. Yes, because after retirement, if you decide to sit in the house, you only sleep, 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 get sick and die. But if you take farming, you realize that you go to the farm, you look at the farm produce, and you are happy. You'll be walking through your farm. Well, if you see cashew farm, plantain, others, if you are in the farm and you see the way your things are sprouting, you get happy and you get well. You don't get sick much. But you decide to stay in the house, and that's the more reason why people go on retirement and they die because they are not using their body. They think that they should relax, but you see that the inactive part of the body after some time decides not to work again. And that's why people who do not work when they go on retirement, they die. And the farming too, if you farm, it helps your family. Now people are thinking of property. And then you have maybe a cashew farm. You have children. When you die, at least they can use whatever they get from your farm to live on. And they also will be happy. We are going to the farm. These days, parents go to farm and they leave their children behind. I normally ask the kings and queens, now you people are going to farm, leaving your children in the house. Then you think that you are trying to work in the farm and leave something for them in future. These people you are leaving the farms to, they don't even know how to farm. So when you die, how are they going to control the farm or continue? So I'm advising parents, the time has come that parents, when they are going to their farm, they should go with their children, whether male or female. And especially the female ones, they are going to marry and their husbands will be going to their farms. And if this girl goes to the farm, he doesn't know what to do. Some may even lose their marriages. So all women, even the young boys, allow them to go to the farm. I think I remember a student asked me that he went to the farm to harvest kontomire, and he doesn't know whether the kontomire is the leaf or kontomire is the what, the mankani itself. And I said, you are a foolish girl. And one also said that he wanted to harvest plantain, and he thought he didn't know plantain was up there. So one of them even climbed the tree, the plantain tree. So the time has come, and you are teaching this student plantain, cassava, whatever. And if he doesn't practice, he doesn't see it. In education, they say that children learn through practicing. So this child is not practicing it. How does he learn? So if you ask them, Have you seen a fruntum tree around here?" A teacher asked, "Oh, hey girl, have you seen a fruntum around here?" He said, "Oh, house obey." Oh, you don't even know fruntum. Fruntum is a tree, you see. And the girl said, "Oh, house obey." Then the teacher came and said, "Ah, Madam Emilia, I said, "Ma can any no correct." And they even don't know bamboo. If you say bamboo in tree, he will ask you, It's bamboo in house 4. You see, what are we what are we doing now? We are not certain that you're not putting them on the right channel. So somebody has completed the university. He has never gone to farm. So somebody gives him cassava, and there is a poisonous cassava. So he will think it's real cassava and he will eat it. We have a problem. Let's go to our farms with our children. And let me chip in this. The thing they are saying, the white man is saying that child labor. There's no child labor in Ghana. Go and tell them there's no child labor in Ghana. We go to our farms with our children. They only carry water. And at times when we are harvesting cocoa and the child picks about a basket full of cocoa, is it child labor? The white man is not telling us the truth. I have a white lady who said she started working and taking care of herself at 17. Is that also not child labor? Huh? The child goes to the farm with you. You go and you cook and pay. He eats some and he's free. Instead of going to roam about in town for somebody to go and rape that child, and you go to farm with the child, what is wrong with that? Go and tell the whole world that I, Nana Kuyamwa II, I'm saying that there's no child labor in Ghana. So whoever is saying that child labor in Ghana, you will not buy a cocoa, let him just go and hit his head on the rock, because there's no child labor in Ghana. We just take our children to the farm. We are teaching them how to farm, and we are not punishing them. And when the children go, they don't work much. They don't work much. I'm also entreating farmers that if you bring in maybe a novener who is a child, you can take the child to school so that he will be helping you in your farm, and you also be helping him to get education.
Thank you very much, Nana. We are very grateful for your advice, and we will definitely tell the world what your views are.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Queen mothers, together with representatives from academia, policy, government, development agencies, and agric institutions converged at the NAT Conference Hall, Accra, to explore further opportunities within the agric sector, as well as conflict resolutions alternatives towards peace building and the development of sustainable farmers in the country. An initiative of AgriHouse Foundation, the developmental influencing event was on the theme, the role of royals in accelerating agri-peace and developing sustainable farmers. The Executive Director of AgriHouse Foundation, Ms. Alberta Nana Echan Akosa Sapon, before the event, described the gathering of the royals as a much-needed intervention that will contribute significantly to policy direction, assist in structuring appropriate approaches, practices, systems, and innovations for a sustainable agricultural value and growth from the community to the top level. As part of the half-day event, there was a panel conversation which saw 8 Queen Mothers from 8 regions in Ghana elaborating on agricultural development initiatives they were championing in their regions, districts, and communities. Over the last 3 years, the gathering of the royals has been held as part of the Women in Food and Agric Leadership Training Forum and the Gold in the Soar Awards, which was annually sponsored by the Canadian High Commission, Yara Ghana, APSA, OCP, and RDF Ghana, LBG. The first was held in the Volta region, second in Ashanti region, and third in the Upper East region. It was held for the 4th time here in the Greater Accra region. No funcio ye mo fragile, and ye papa no dia.
And we are back with our interviews. We've just met someone that really has inspired a lot of women and still inspiring. Her name is Portia, and she's the ultimate winner for the Gold in the Soil Awards that has been organized by Agri House over the years. Let's all get to meet her. You're welcome, Portia.
Thank you.
Wow. I mean, to have won an award like Gold in the Soil Awards, did you always dream to be an award winner in this space, or you just love agriculture?
I just love agriculture. I just love agriculture.
So is this something you grew up,
Hard work
your hard work?
that have taken me there.
Okay, so how did it all start? How did it begin?
Actually, I work with non-formal education. So after facilitating, I still go back to the women to like follow up to see what they do for their daily lives and then their husbands and children. But I noticed that they were not doing anything. They just wait for the season, the farming season to reach, then they will farm, the little they will get, that is what is for them. So I took it upon myself and I said, why don't I help them? They should let us do something. And they also agreed. We started with farming 5 acres. We farmed the end of the year, we were able to get a good yield. We're farming rice, maize, soil beans, and then granite. And our first farm, the first farming we did, we really did well in it. Then we asked ourselves, after farming, what will we do? Then we took it upon ourselves and said, we will start with some share, producing share butter, so that the whole year we will not be sitting idle, so that money can be coming into our pockets. Then they agreed. We started with 1 bag of share nuts, processed our share butter. We were lucky. One woman, a white lady, came and saw us. We were sitting by the roadside. She bought it, took it to Canada. From there, she started ordering from us. And now we have MIDA have helped us to put on a big processing center, one in Boku West, one in Nabdan district. And we are now operating. And we can even produce up to 20-footer, 40-footer container. Anybody that is interested, yes. And we are into share seedlings plantation too.
I mean, I am really thrilled by all what you're sharing.
More than 2,000 women.
You've been able to recruit as much as 2,000 women
Yes.
across the northern region,
In Upper East region,
across the upper east region,
and we are doing this.
and they're all women,
We are all women.
beginning to the end.
We have only 2 men among us. Only 2 men. They are all women.
Wow, this is really good. And what are the testimonies that they are sharing, after they started this journey?
Some of the women now, I would say I'm very happy. Some are now able to take care of their children to school. Some have been able to pay their children's school fees, and they've been able to complete the training colleges and some in universities. Most of the women we work with, they are widows. Now they are able to put on their own houses, mud houses, and they are staying. They are able to buy their goats and sheep. They are doing something. They are now living on their own. They don't wait for somebody to come and give it to them or to follow a man to get it. They are working on their own.
This is amazing. So, what would you say to any woman, a young lady who is watching you right now? That's your camera.
I would like to say that I know sometimes we women, we say it is hard. It is not hard. It is your hard working that will show. Keep on. When you start and you fall, don't give up. Continue. If you continue, you by all means come to the end of your story. So I want to take this to say thank you. Every woman can make it. So let's try hard.
Thank you very much, Portia. We appreciate your presence.
Thank you.
We are still here at the gathering of the royals, and we are seated to talk to you much more about how the royals are contributing in the space of agriculture. And seated right next to me is Nana Odiachu II from Oti region. You're welcome, Nana. All right. So, Nana, today royals have gathered, and we are all very eager to hear the message you come with. Could you tell Ghanaians and Africans the role of royals when it actually comes into agriculture?
Royals need to play in agriculture is very important and dynamic because we are talking about food security. As royals, being myself, I'm a farmer, and not a farmer because I'm just saying it. I'm a farmer, and I help with the royals. This time we have organized ourselves as women farmers to support the women farmers in our area. Because we realize that a lot of challenges are there when you say you are a farmer. Farming per se, it involves a lot of capital and even access of land. Even getting a land, you have to rent it. There's no land that you go and farm without paying it. So as a Queen Mother, what we are doing now is that we are passing this message through the municipal assembly. I think we had a lot of meetings with them and assembly for the government to give us a vast land that the women who have the interest who go to the farming will still have the zeal that farming is not a punishment. When they have the land, then the next thing is the capital to start. So I think farming, I'm playing a better role because now I've also organized some women in my community, which after the produce, we process it into a finished goods, so that it also give them the opportunity to see money because it's helping them. Because if you have the cassava, you sell it out, maybe 12 square, 150 Ghana cedis. But if you process it into gari, you will get more than maybe 1,000 Ghana cedis. Or you make it a cassava dough, it's good. So this is the training that we are giving to them to know that after you farm your produce, you need to put it in the finished goods so that you can get something at the end of the day. Yeah.
Wow, that's really amazing. So if you look at how agriculture was looking in the past, maybe over the past 5 years and today, would you say we have more women getting interested in farming, or they're beginning to, step behind?
Yeah, I think in the olden days, we realized that women follow their husbands to farm. They don't farm. So at the farm, you only plant okra, maybe soya beans, those cereals once. That is what you deserve because you don't have any access of land for you to go and farm yourself. But this time, you see women themselves going for land to farm. There's a new technology. Those days, if you don't have access to fertilizers, it's only last year that we realized that fertilizer was a problem because of this epidemic. And nowadays, women are involving much, not a practical one in the school like we olden days. Those days, you say we are doing agric in the school. No, women are putting their full time in farming, agric, which means that apart from getting something at home to support your husband, we realize that it's also supporting our children. We support the men through that so that our children can go far away. So now women are coming in more in agric for that aspect. I can say it, yeah.
Would you please speak to the girl child who is watching you right now and motivate her to see that agribusiness is rising and it's not for somebody who is not serious in life? Serious-minded women definitely can also go into agriculture.
Thank you very much. I think I was interviewed right now. People are saying that children, a girl child, they are abusing them, taking them to farm. I don't see it as a punishment because we all learn from there. Those days we go to farm we don't have even access to slippers. You walk barefooted 2.5 miles, you go and carry food before even going to school. And it was this zeal that has motivated me as a woman. After a lot, I've worked a lot with my former companies. As a general manager, I was once a general manager. But after I was a Queen Mother, I raised as a Queen Mother, I decided to stay back and go into farming. So I realized that farming is very good and agric is good. So I'm advising all the girl child. That is not a punishment. It's something that agric is a place that if you're a girl child and you learn all these things, I think it will help.
Thank you very much, Nana. We are so grateful for your words.
Mama G3, the second from the Volta region. I'm the Vice President of the Council of Queens. Those of us who have the farmers group, we are really suffering. That's why this gathering is very important to us. I think my colleagues have done well because those are the very issues that are affecting us. And we want the government, especially, they should take a critical look at the issues for us and then try to satisfy we, the women farmers. Because in reality, without food, I don't think we will all survive. So with the women who are involved, and it's the very women who are suffering in every aspect of our life. They are the farmers, they are the home keepers. And so if at least the government should make things a little bit softer for the women to be able to take a leadership role in their families, and even for it to go national-wise. So I think, well, we have done our best, so it's left with the government.
So we are still here at the gathering of royals, and it's getting really exciting and much more educational as we're getting to meet a lot of people who have got the passion for agriculture, and as they say, agribusiness is rising. Seated right next to me is the paramount chief of Nangudi. He is Naparyong. I hope I was able to mention it well. However, he's going to do the correct pronunciation for everyone in his community to be able to appreciate the fact that we are happy to have him here at ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. Nana, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So please introduce yourself to the audience of ETV Ghana.
It's Naparyong Asaga Yilzoya II talking to you, the paramount chief of Nangodi in the Upper East region.
That's amazing. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so today royals have gathered, and we are looking at how we can better work with royals to be able to ensure that when it comes to agriculture, it gets a lot better. Because, I mean, in Africa, we always say that agriculture is the way. However, it seems like we keep saying it, agriculture is the way, but we're not making really, good use of it. So what would you say are part of the things that we need to be able to do to be able to help us to get agriculture to take us to the destination that we want to get to?
I think what has just happened today is the way forward, involving royals, involving the people who own the land, engaging with us. I think almost every policy in this country, if it will work well, chiefs or traditional rulers should be engaged. So first of all, you must engage us.
Okay. Wow. So after we've engaged the royals, what would the royals do afterwards to help us get to the destination we seek to get to?
Yes, this is just beginning of the engagement. So we are going back with information. We are going back and say anything that is raised to the status of a royal becomes very, very important. So anyone who would hear today that royals have gathered, and they gathered not because of anything, but because of our Greek, they'll begin to take it seriously. But you see, the engagement I am talking of, this is just an initial engagement. Now we will need to follow up with some of the things we discuss here. And I'm thinking, like someone said, the kings or the men, traditional rulers, should also be part of this because they own the land. The ladies or the queen mothers were complaining of not having land. So if you are here with your king or your chief, who is the overlord, you don't have difficulty because now when you go back, he would help you. I think that I said it with one of the stations. I said there was a time that one of the presidents, and it's most likely to be Kufuor, President Kufuor, that they wanted to involve prominent people in farming. And they said ministers and MPs and people didn't talk well about it. But I think it was a very reasonable program. Just that the best people would have been the traditional rulers. They are prominent and they stay with the people. And for the ministers and the MPs, when they come to Accra, they don't go back again. they stay here. And if you have an absentee farmer, he will never be successful. But we live with the people. We are not going to be absentee farmers. What I would want to suggest is that government should aid prominent chiefs and their elders with the finances to be able to go into big time farming, medium to large scale farming. In that case, we will be able to absorb some of the youth that are roaming without jobs. And we would make it beautiful. But you see, at this time where gold is found everywhere, in Ghana these days, almost every community there is gold. And we have also heard of the oil. People are looking for those places. They want to go and dig gold and get, that is ready money, and they think it's better than agric. Now, in some other countries, these things have happened before. So when they find resources like gold or petroleum and gas, what happens is that everybody runs into it, agriculture is left, and then they begin to face challenges in their economy. But you see, that is why you should now begin to think about producing medium-scale farmers and large-scale farmers. And so that is supposed to be part of the engagement. And I think more that, we need serious engagement. And the women were talking. They talked about not having equipment. What you do, and this country has done it before, that you have mechanization centers where you have all the equipment. If you want a thresher, you go, you will get it. If you want a tractor to plow, you go, you will get it. Whatever you need, you go there, you would hire the services, and then you bring it back. Now, government would only do that normally as a subsidized price for someone to own. And if it is someone like me or a chief, he's a prominent person, and you can always locate him. You don't just go and give it to anybody who can vanish the following day because he has had the money. Then, if it's sold at subsidized price to him, and he is made to pay bit by bit, we would have these things in our communities serving them.
You have really spoken well. Could you please talk to fellow royals who are men, and maybe encourage them to see how they can work better with the Queen Mothers, especially because not so many men, chiefs are here. It seems like it's you and maybe a few others. So if you could just use this opportunity to talk to other royals and see how they can make it better for us.
Well, colleague chiefs, I witnessed what I would say was sad. I heard some sad stories. For you to hear that when women even want tractor services, that it is given to them after the men have finished. That alone is very sad. And I think that if it is exactly true, something must be done about it. They also talk about not having land. If it is not their own fault, that they didn't put enough pressure. Because you see, when you need something, you must negotiate and you must follow up. I want to believe that some of them don't make the follow-ups. But if it is so that indeed they are right, then I want my colleagues to look into that and ensure that we give these people livelihoods, respectable livelihood. And for Ghana, agric is a very respectable livelihood. I think it cuts across the whole world. Yes, and it is very satisfying. So when this woman return, I want us in our various communities, let's have meetings and see if this problem is indeed true, we'll find a way to resolve it.
Thank you very much, sir.
an amazing event. The ability to bring all these people together. You had the Deputy Minister for Agriculture, you had Dr. Zanito Rawlings. It was timely, it was good. The women spoke with passion. At a point, I felt teary. I was like shedding tears.
We are suffering. So do something about it. If you want to sustain agric, do something about it, especially for the women. As for the men, they are already up. It's women who are trying to stand. We need the water, so all water bodies are drying up. It's because of the bridges they are building for us.
We are pleading with minister. They shouldn't be in the office. They should come to the field. They should come to the field. The practical, they're on the field. And they're in the offices. When you go to my district assembly, it's the same thing. They are there. When they ask them to go, they will tell you your roads are bad. When they bring the banana from Esuchare, Godi Exotic to Accra, they sometimes return the banana because of scratches on the banana.
The akame kase pa ye nsemo a efiri ma me no mahema ho e baaye. Ye nyina yitia eye problems and as challenges a yeninim wo gronkronkro so nyina na maka nyina abomu ene o maka ho asem. To hwe ne saade ane chese hu hia sa aban etu anamo.
Every event has its focus and its line of outlines expected. I would say my expectations are met because obviously I looked at the program lineup, I looked at the participants, I looked at the issues that were to be discussed, and I was hoping that we'll be able to address all the issues and at the end of the day get some very good points, action points that will follow up on it. I think that all the action points that I was expecting came out clearly, and the hope is that we'll be able to follow up the action points and get some results.
I would ask that policy makers look at this as a matter of urgency. We shouldn't make this a talk shop. We've had enough talk shops. That is why this is called a call for action. It's not a call for talking.
I will plead with authority to take this as a very, very serious advocacy in making sure that we are able to get to where we want to get to. I want to take this opportunity again to appeal to the banks. Like Honorable Safo said, it is not good to see fat balances in your books, but rather we want to see their fat balances being invested in agric. Thank you very much.
The elephant case, we need to discuss it as a national security issue.
From our queen mothers, our stakeholders, our very precious queen mothers, private sector, the government, all of us, we must work together to ensure that we come up with a document that can feed into policy that cuts across not just the agric sector, not just education, because we need people who are interested in agric. How do they know unless they get the guidance? So education is important. The Wildlife Forestry Commission, all of these, chieftaincy, land tenure, all of these are important. And of course, the agric sector, making it women friendly. If we can do all of this, come together, bring out a really good document, this can feed into something. The way the Consultative Assembly came up with the 1992 Constitution, we can also bring something up that can feed into a new policy that is all-encompassing, that people will actually see can make a real change in the lives of women and therefore the lives of the Ghanaian. I thank you so much for being here. God bless you, and I wish you a safe journey back.
Haja, you're welcome. Awesome. So you mentioned that you have an NGO, or you run an NGO that is supporting women in the chain. So how does it work?
Yeah, like you said, my name is Aji Ali Masaji Said. I'm the executive director for Savannah Women Integrated Women Agency. We are an NGO, a women rights NGO based in Northern region, but work in the 5 regions and then do other things in terms of advocacy beyond Northern region, Northern Ghana. Now, for us as an organization, we work along a number of thematic areas, and all of it is aimed at promoting women's empowerment and also giving women liberty to be fairly enjoying their rights as human beings within the society that they find themselves. Now, when it comes to what we do, we believe that women economic empowerment should not be negotiated for anything. If we are talking women in leadership, it means that we need to economically empower them so that they can have the right, and when it comes to responsibility to spend, they can spend. So economic empowerment is very important. When we are saying that you want women to be in leadership, you need them to be able to, so that their voices will be heard. So you want to make sure that you are economically empowering them. Now, for where we work, which is Northern Ghana, a lot of the women, farming is the first option, especially the rural communities where we work. So what we do there is to put these women into very progressive groups, train them to understand the dynamics of belonging to groups, get them to understand that for them to succeed, individualism doesn't work anymore. For them to succeed, strength in numbers is very important. So we empower them to make sure that they use those strengths in numbers through the groups that we form and use that one for advocacy and demand their rights. So for the women farmers, we have a number of women value chain groups that we have formed. So like you have rice value chain, you have them, women that are into processing, we empower them, we support them, we make sure that they are there and doing it right. Women in share, because you have in Northern region too, you know that share is one commodity that provide complementary income to women. So we make sure that those women in share understand the industry very well and they work to take advantage of the industry. Now, so for us, everything we do is about economically empowering the woman. So every activity that will make sure that the woman is economically empowered, that's what we do. So, that's just what I want to say. So training, because we know that the dynamics in farming have changed. So you need women to understand that dynamics have changed. There's so much in climate change effect consequences that women must understand. So a lot of our training is making sure towards women now understand the new dynamics when it comes to the economic environment, especially more so when they have to do that and improve their livelihood to take care of their homes and themselves. Then, so that is very fundamental for as a center of what we do. We also believe that we need women to be in leadership positions so that they can be part of making the decisions that affect them. So that's an area that we really, for the past 3 years, we've been very strong in working on. So as we empower the women economically, we encourage them that when there is opportunity for positions for decision making, we support them to also occupy them, so that they are part of where the cake is shared. Then they can determine how to get the cake, who to get the cake, and when to get the cake. Yes, so that's what we do and do it well.
You're really doing so well with these women, and we are looking forward to see how the women you have helped are going to be making the changes in society that we are looking forward to.
So that's very important. So for us, now we even make sure that the idea of empowering the woman is to have a trickle-down effect of empowering the girl child, so that we can avoid early child marriage, we can avoid child trafficking, we can avoid the urban migration for the young people, we can avoid teenage pregnancy, we can avoid, importantly, abuse, gender-based violence. Because for us, we believe that an economically empowered woman is more respected. The rights of such a woman is more respected than if you contribute nothing to a household. And with you as an empowered woman, your ability to educate your children is very high. So your children don't fall into the temptation of being abused also. The temptation of giving your child out for early marriage is also prevented. So we see our intervention economically as more of a developmental thing. It's having linkages with all other things that we talk about as a society.
Wow. This has been very insightful. The discussion has really been deep. And from the way you speak, we can really tell that you have this, hunger to ensure that women become better versions of themselves.
Yeah, we need to. We believe that for the change that we are all looking for in this country, when we ignore women, which form more than 50% of the population, it means that you are developing 49% is not 100%. So we must move together. So we believe in getting the women out of the fact that they think that they are not worth anything. They are worth something. Having self-confidence in themselves is very fundamental to the change that we are looking for. And we do this in many of the instances. Now getting a lot of the men to also understand that you can't move without the women. We do a lot of comparative analysis where you can get examples of households that are supporting. I mean, like there is unity of purpose between husband and wife, the change and the difference there for those adults and their children against you that is not supporting. Not supporting means that you are losing 50% of your resource. Is it necessary? It's not necessary. You can take it and make good use of it. So we are using practical examples. We are using exposures, like exposing women to see other opportunities like this program that has come. You'll be surprised about the impact that it can make to all these women that have come. Just coming and learning that other women are having equally the same challenges, but they are going around it. Other women are also queen mothers like I am, and they are making changes. If I was not making change in my community, it's now an opportunity for me to make change because your colleague woman is making the change that you should make because you can make.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate your time with us, Hajia Halima. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you too for making sure that African women's voices are heard because we need a platform. The platform is important. We need the exposure. We need to be, what we do should not be behind us. It should also be exposed. Sometimes men don't do much, but they are everywhere. We do so much, and we are nowhere to be found. So at a platform like this, where ETV Ghana has taken it, I want to appreciate you and say that whoever is supporting should continue to support it because it's going to make the impact that we are looking for. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.